somebody? Yeah, I'ma move my body.
I'ma move my body. How y'all doing today? Welcome to Inside the Trenches podcast. It's your host, Marlon, Big Fave Favorite. Joel joining me right now. I got my man Joel. And the Big Easy Nola, man, one of the hottest realtors in the area. My man CL Nola. You know, he the GM for several teams, baby.
Amen.
Locally,
that is.
Locally, that is. Y'all, we have a really fun show today. We have NFL prospect Neal. Excuse my name is his cousin Chaz Neal.
There we go.
Coming on the show. He's going to talk to us about his career as well. We're going to have Kyle Mosley from the HBCU Legends. He's going to come on and talk to us as well about the Legacy Bowl tomorrow at Tulane, big time game. And then we got a special guest for y'all as well, musical guest. We're going to tease that one in the second hour.
Right.
But it looks like the Kansas City Chiefs, y'all. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. They're doing their teasing as well, baby. It looks like Joel did Mike Evans from Tampa Bay sign with Kansas City.
Yep. I mean, you got to think about it. The dude is still at the top of his game. And what did just Patrick Mahomes do to everybody? Showed him why he's currently right now in the lineup to be the next GOAT, probably potentially even better than Tom Brady. So Mike Evans, I guess like he just didn't mesh well with Tampa Bay, or he just saw his time in Tampa Bay is over. So now he goes over to literally the best quarterback in the league right now and saying, hey, I want to get that Super Bowl ring.
No doubt. And it's time for him. As you mentioned, he's always been one of the top guys in our league. That call passes here every day around the same time. And it's like he knows the show is going on.
Everybody want their TV.
Everybody won't be a streamer, right? But I think if you look at the grand scheme of that matchup, it does add CL. It does add Patrick Mahomes that extra layer that he needs in regards to a for sure receiver.
Yeah, it does. But as a GM of a local team in New Orleans, I want you to also realize that if they make a signing like a Mike Evans, which would be a top free agent, thank you, brother, which would be a top free agent in this year's free agency, do you realize that the money has to come from somewhere? So do they have a less of a contract for Chris Jones, which will be unacceptable for him? He's already battled with them this year on the contract dwellings. Do they lose L'Jarius Sneed in free agency? So whenever there's a signing, whenever there's a potential signing, you always must think of the ramifications and the domino effect that happens after.
So here's the thing, and I do see your point, CO, but we also got to remember too is that the NFL is incredibly good at reworking contracts and renegotiating. And what do you think Chris Jones is going to do when they say, wait a minute, you're going to leave a team that just won the Super Bowl, that's been to the Super Bowl 4 times? Okay, you go have fun. We'll find somebody else. No, he's going to be like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to rework the contract.
Well, that's the problem in itself, because you realize Chris Jones might be the best D tackler in football. And L'Jarius Sneed might be the most underrated starting corner in the National Football League. So you're talking about the top 3 free agents in their position, and something got to give.
Man, let's go around the league here for a second, guys. You mentioned Chris Jones.
Right.
ESPN and ESPN NFL had released its top 50 free agents, and we're going to go through a couple of the guys. One is Chris Jones, and they say, to CL's point, Kansas City is the best fit for him.
Right.
I think it's a win for both parties, but he does have to get paid like one of the top D tackles, because that he is. Another interesting guy, he's third on this list, is Kirk Cousins. Of course, we know that the Vikings did not want to renegotiate his contract to keep him around.
Right.
So that gives him that leverage. A team that they mentioned, y'all, for him, it's the Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
Joe, I'll go to you first. Do you think that's a good fit for Kirk Cousins?
Staying at the Atlanta Falcons or going to the Atlanta Falcons?
Going to the Atlanta Falcons, because he's at the Vikings now.
Right, he's at the Vikings right now.
And obviously they're going to go in a different direction. I think they're going to get their guy out the draft.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, I mean, what's the Atlanta Falcons cap right now? Are they like breaking even, or are they over their cap?
They have a decent cap number. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but they have what they have. BJ Robinson, he's a rookie, so he's still in his rookie contract.
Yeah, there's some weapons around in Atlanta, but for Atlanta, it's more of a cultural fit, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Which is the same reason why a John Harbaugh didn't show up in Atlanta. The same reason why the Bill Belichick situation didn't work in Atlanta. In Atlanta is a very unique situation because they almost believe more in culture than they do philosophy.
Right.
So don't get me wrong, Kirk Cousins is a top quarterback in this free agency.
Right.
But as far as a cultural fit, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. But what I was bringing to the point is that depending upon where the Falcons, now don't get me wrong, there's some tomfoolery that the NFL always do, like the teams can do. And we can actually talk about that when it comes to Chris Jones, because I wanted to bring that up. But Kirk Cousins is obviously, he knows he's a top quarterback. I mean, he does phenomenally well. And so he's going to want to get that money, especially after watching Derek Carr getting the contract that he got.
Yeah, and it's there for him, guys. And we got about 3 more minutes here, so we're gonna kind of get through a couple of the other guys. But I do think that opportunity is there for Kirk Cousins. Let's look at T. Higgins. I think he stays in Cincinnati. You mentioned L'Jarius Sneed earlier, CL. I'm gonna come to you here, right here. ESPN NFL is saying the best fit for him is the Philadelphia Eagles. Do the Philadelphia Eagles offer him a handsome contract, and do you feel like that's the move he's going to make next?
Well, they need to put somebody on the other side of big play Slade because Bradbury has dropped off a cliff, and that's probably the reason why they didn't resign. They didn't give him the deal last year, gave him a prove-it deal.
Right.
And so, yeah, looking forward, let me tell you something. Sneed might be a top 6 corner in this league. He can help any team, let alone a team like the Philadelphia Eagles.
Now, Joe, I want to come to you real quick about another guy, Josh Jacobs, running back from the Raiders. They have the best fit for him, the Dallas Cowboys. Now, here's why I think that's interesting. It's not because I'm a Cowboys fan, right? I won't see how to talk bad about me. But it makes you think about Ezekiel Elliott.
Right.
How dominant Tony Pollard was when he had Ezekiel Elliott. He had another dominant back. So I think that move makes sense. The L'Jarius Sneed move makes sense for Philly too. But does Kansas City let him walk? Right. Guys, this is going to be something we're going to pay attention to a lot. But real briefly here, do you think Dallas is a good fit for Josh Jacobs?
I do think that he is a good fit for Josh Jacobs, but also it's a good fit for Josh Jacobs himself. Because look at Dallas, and like the tomfoolery we were talking about that the NFL can do. So here's what the NFL teams do, and I'll make this really quick because I know we're short on time, is that there's a loophole in the rules when it comes to cap. See, they can pay this guy a bunch of money, but what they do is that they break it down over the years. So for Josh Jacob, it's the perfect match because he's going to get paid a lot.
Big money.
Big money.
And they got Derrick Henry on this list as well. Baltimore Ravens is where they feel is the best fit for him. If that happens and and Baltimore don't go deep into the playoffs, because, I mean, he still have some gas in the tank. Hey, speaking of gas in the tank, I know it's time for y'all to probably start eating y'all lunch. So y'all need to make y'all way over here to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Talk to me now. We here enjoying the beautiful weather. It is nice out here. Good time for you to come on out and enjoy some food with us. Y'all stick around. We have Chaz Neal, offensive tackle, NFL prospect. He's going to sit down with us for 2 segments and talk about his training down here with that training. Y'all are watching Inside the Trenches podcast, baby, at Small Sliders. We'll be back.
Yeah. Shake for me, now rock for me. Back it up like it's 2005 BV. Now hello somebody. I see you over there working that body. Keep running, you gonna be something for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders. 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my small sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon Big Fave Favorite. Watch out there now. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon Big Fave Favorite, and Inside the Trenches podcast is back, baby. We back. Y'all make sure y'all check us out for excellent season, and you can check us out on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Y'all make sure y'all follow me at Big Fave 504. We back at it, baby. We in them trenches. It's your boy Marlon Big Fave Favorite, and Inside the Trenches podcast is back, baby. We back. Y'all make sure y'all check us out for excellent season, and you can check us out on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Y'all make sure y'all follow me at Big Fave 504. We back at it, baby. We in them trenches.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody.
It's your girl, Sona's Charm.
And it's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
We want y'all to tune into the premiere of the Red Lip Talk podcast.
Every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have new topics, new guests, new businesses.
Tune in to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Red Lip Talk Podcast. Wow.
somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite, recruiting coordinator at Cafe Hope. If you're on the West Bank of New Orleans and between the ages of 18 and 23, come join our team. Benefits from learning and earning, getting certifications, life skills, and career training. Cafe Hope is a nonprofit culinary art and life skills program. Let Cafe Hope be the stepping stone to your next career choice. Come visit us, 1151 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Give Big Favor a call, 504-350-1218, or send them an email, marlon@cafehope.org. For more information, visit cafehope.org. Cafe Hope, the next step in life, baby. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Trenches like big dog, played up in the league. Hustle hard, had to take care of my seeds. Working daily, just to make a team. Do my thing, dog. Big dog in them trenches.
Hello, somebody. Welcome back to Inside the Trenches podcast. This is our second segment here at Small Sliders in Marrero. If you missed the first section, we were talking about NFL free agency. Michael Evans just signed a contract with Kansas City, so he's headed there. So y'all could go back and check that out on playback. Also, if you hadn't subscribed to the Inside the Trenches podcast, there's a link below this episode. Definitely subscribe. Our next guest played ball in Florida basically his whole life, spent a little time at Florida State, played at Florida Atlantic. Big dog, big as a gorilla. Oh, yeah. 6'9". I went out to go get some breakfast at Toast, and my homeboy Ian rolled up on me, and I'm like, hold on, is that no, that's not that. Nah, it's Chaz. Hey, man, I'm Chaz. How you doing, man? He hit me with the Shaq voice, you heard me. Chaz Neal, man, out of Florida Atlantic, NFL prospect, brother. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Showing love. We'll start off with this. You've been training with my man Nat down here in New Orleans. How have you been adjusting to the pre-professional lifestyle?
I mean, honestly, just coming down here not knowing what to expect, it's been different. Being with Nat, we were able to change my body from we went from 320 to 330, able to actually run.
That's good.
I mean, he'll break it down a little bit more for you, but just being able to adjust to that lifestyle has just been different. It's just amazing. All glory to God.
All glory to God, amen, brother.
Well, I have a question for you, brother. I realized that you're truly a Florida boy, and we don't know where you'll actually land when the day comes. I just want to be the first one to warn you before I ask this question. The humidity in Louisiana, do you feel that right now it's been fake? It hasn't been real, but the humidity in Louisiana, could you compare it a little bit to Florida?
I mean, in Florida, it's very, very, very hot. I mean, we just got we bought a bunch of beaches. Sometimes beaches not there. So I mean, it depends on where you at. Down south, it's very, very hot. Compared to up here, I mean, honestly, I'm cool with it no matter what. It's straight for me.
Copy that, big brother.
You are now. You hit the transfer portal from Florida State. The transfer portal is something that's very huge nowadays in football. Was that more of a business decision for you or more of a fit? You felt like Florida State wasn't the best fit Florida Atlantic was?
Well, let me see. Florida State was my dream school. So when I left there, the coaches, not to any of the coaches, Coach Norvell, still in contact with him now. Coach Atkins still in contact with him. I mean, all the coaches there, I'm still in contact. There at Florida State is like a family. I just felt that, business decision, and I had to leave. Some people just need a reset button. Yeah. And for me, not coming into FSU, not playing O-line. At the beginning, I was a defensive end, but transition to O-line my freshman year, I just felt like I need a reset button.
Now, talking about that transition, how did that feel going from a defensive end to an offensive lineman? What was the learning curve like? Was that something that you were like, oh, I'm excited about this, or like you kind of had to move into it, get comfortable with it?
I just feel like, I mean, I knew more stuff on defensive line. So
yeah,
when it came to offensive line, it was easier for me. I said going into my junior year was way easier, knowing what the defensive end was going to do, knowing that I had to be more patient.
Right.
And just knowing that let them make their first move before I made my first move.
You're like, dude, I know what you're going to do.
Before you do it, yeah.
I know what you're going to do.
So moving on to the next level, because we all want you to think moving forward.
Facts.
What is your ideal position you believe on the next level in the league?
Honestly, whatever position they put me in, I'll just be happy to be on the team.
Copy that.
Yeah. Now that makes a lot of sense. Now I'm gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room, or should I say, Fleur-de-lis symbol in the room. We're looking at it in a few segments. We're going to talk about the Saints' new offense and how we think it's going to look in our second hour. But I can tell you from the background of Kirk Kubiak, with his dad, Gary Kubiak, how he was with Coach Shanahan back in the G with Denver. They like your type of size, like tall, lanky guys, fast, could move because they do a lot of zone.
Yep.
It's playing defensive end, switching to offensive tackle. Are you okay with the zone block concept if that would be a good fit for you?
I'm good with it. All I'm asking is for opportunity to showcase my talents. And if I get that, whatever team pick me up, they're going to have that. They're going to get the 110% of me.
Now, Chaz, I saw this when you did the interview with a Playmaker, and they asked you what was your top 5 favorite rappers. And I did see that Lil Wayne and Boosie was on there. So knowing that and being that fact that you're from New Orleans, how would you feel about if the Saints were to draft you or were to like pick you up?
I told you I don't have a problem with whatever team pick me up. Opportunity is opportunity. So, hey, if I'm down here, I'm with it. I'm starting to like New Orleans down here.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm with it.
It grows on you.
Most definitely.
Speaking of those opportunities, y'all have y'all pro day coming up pretty soon. What's the date of the pro day and what's some of your goals for there?
Our pro day is March 19th in Boca Raton at Florida Atlantic University. Some of my goals, just honestly just showcasing my talent, show them that they seen me at 320, now I'm at 330, different monsters.
And I know you've been training with Nat, so I know y'all been lifting. What went into your nutrition? Like what went into some of what food you added to your diet that made you bulk up? And you, like I said, you don't look fat. We was thinking 315 even when you rolled up. So
by the way, he is bending down at this point. He's not sitting straight up. Like if he was sitting straight up, he would be like right here.
No doubt.
Gotta fit him in the frame for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as my nutrition, I mean, I got a chef that Nat told my agent about, Alvin Brule. So I talked to the chef. The chef hit me up every Friday. He hit me up yesterday, asked me to meal. So we got different meats, sweet potatoes, green peas, just more of a lean-based diet. And that diet just helped me shape this lean muscle.
If y'all just tuning in, y'all are listening to my man Chaz Neal. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on X or IG at Chaz B. Neal.
Now, you made mention, Chaz, that even though that you wanted to go into your football, for your dad, who you really like, his opinion matters a lot to you. His biggest thing is that he wanted to make sure that you had an education, that you had your degree. So what made you choose going for being an economist for your degree?
Well, honestly, at first I wanted to be a computer engineer. I seen that that was too much as far as football and computer engineering, too much stress. So economics was, I'm good at math. So I took the economic route as well as economics. I took a public administration route. So 2 degrees in one in the last 6 years. So, I mean, I look at it, economics all over, real estate, all that. I mean, it's numbers game.
Wait, real estate, hit me up.
So many of times, some guys are invited to the combine. Some guys definitely have a pro day. In your mind, do you feel like your pro day is enough to make a decision, make a decision on you?
I feel like my pro day would be enough. I mean, honestly, after we get done with pro day and they see my numbers and everything that we work for, everything would be straight. And then on top of that, if they interview me there or they interview me at their facility, they'll honestly understand who I am and what chip I got on my shoulder.
Talk about that chip, big brother. Come on. We
just not being that kid that was a 5-star, not being that kid, you know, I just switched positions, just all that, just
right.
I'm just trying to show everybody I'm the real deal.
Real deal Holyfield, baby. Well, look, we're going to take a quick break here at Inside the Trenches podcast. We're actually to sit around for one more segment. We'll actually ask Nat to come and join us as well, because I want to get into your training and just want to kind of talk lineman to lineman. Y'all are watching Inside the Trenches podcast right here at Small Sliders. Come get y'all something to eat with us, baby. The food is delicious. You got to get you a bigot. Yeah, definitely. My man's like, come on, send them on over. He's taking orders and everything over here. I got to figure out what's going to be my new shake that I'm going to get here since the King Cake Shake is over. Y'all don't go anywhere. Y'all watching Inside the Trenches podcast right here on New Orleans Talk Network, baby. We'll be back with Chaz Neal.
Hello, it's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Are you looking for a brand new car? Or you're tired of what you're driving around in? Or you just need wheels? Well, if that's the case, you need to visit Marrero Motors, 1512 North Causeway, Metairie, Louisiana. At Marrero Motors, our buddy Alberto will get you in a vehicle that fits you that day with no problem. They have vehicles that are pre-owned. You could do a trade-in that day and ride off in something that day. Visit MonteroMotors.com for more information and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast. Hello. Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite, recruiting coordinator at Cafe Hope. If you're on the West Bank of New Orleans and between the ages of 18 and 23, come join our team. Benefits from learning and earning, getting certifications, life skills, and career training. Cafe Hope is a nonprofit culinary art and life skills program. Let Cafe Hope be the stepping stone to your next career choice. Come visit us, 1151 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Give Big Fav a call, 504-350-1218, or send them an email, marlon@cafehope.org. For more information, visit cafehope.org. Cafe Hope, the next step in life, baby. Hello, somebody.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
Yeah, they got it bumping. We've been on for a minute, from the start to the finish. This love is replenished, from the rags to the riches. We've been on for a minute, from the start to the finish. This love is replenished, from the rags to the riches.
Welcome back, baby. Inside the Trenches podcast. It's your boy Marlon Big Favorite. I got my co-host with me, Joel, and my man CL Nola. And we still have NFL prospect Chaz Neal joining us right now. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on Instagram or Twitter at Chaz B. Neal. So in the trenches, bro, is where the game is won and lost.
Oh, yeah.
I want to treat this as if some of the NFL scouts are watching the show right now.
They are.
They are watching the show right now. And I'm going to ask you questions as the questions they're looking for. The first question I'm going to ask you is, what qualities, give me 2 or 3 qualities that you bring to the offensive line, to any team, right? And then also give me one of your weaknesses.
I would say I'm dominant, and athletic. And then as far as the weaknesses,
See, that's to make you think. And while you're thinking about that, the reason I say that, because you're going to experience this in a few more weeks. Once the pro day and all that's over, they're going to ask you to go to some of the games you thought you didn't do as good in. So I had to pull up like the Georgia game. I had to pull up Kentucky from my sophomore year. So just think of, and it's not a knock against yourself, but just something you see on film you think can be better.
I would just say, I say for my weaknesses, more endurance. Yeah, my endurance.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But that like I said, that's changed.
Yeah. So good. That's excellent to know.
I mean, that comes with though. I mean, like you said, you went from, I mean, the last report I saw was 318, but now you're 330. Yeah, so that just takes like adapting. Like your body's going to adapt to it. So I think like, yeah, endurance might affect you right now, and it's also the weather. The weather plays a part as well. I think you'll be fine. Absolutely.
And not a knock to my old school and everything, but I mean, we didn't have the resources that everybody else.
I remember you saying about that.
So,
yeah,
like being accustomed to that and getting accustomed to that, you gotta use outside help.
What would you say is, bringing up the resources, what's the first resource that comes to mind that you feel was lacking? And like I said, no knocking of your school, but what was that resource that you feel was lacking?
I would say nutrition plan. Just having a nutrition plan. I mean, like I said, not knocking nobody, but we needed more nutritionists with our staff. And I mean, like FAU's not really into getting the football school right there. It's more of a basketball school or academic school, basically. Right. And it's just having that would simplify everything for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Two-part question. I realized I loved, first of all, I loved how you said that you had a chip on your shoulders. Then I realized that you've gained weight.
Right.
As far as philosophies, do you feel like you're more of a tactician or a mauler, especially with the difference in the weight that you've gained?
I would say Marlon now.
Oh, I love it.
Just because I mean, you put more weight on, and the stuff that we've been doing, me and that is just, it's gonna bring that dog out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that Marlon is definitely that. But also you gotta think about it. Also technique too, because if you don't have the right technique, people can get right past you. So
oh yeah, we're very familiar with that in New Orleans. No shout out to anybody else.
So you played 1 year for Coach Tom Herman. It was a big deal for him when he first got hired to Texas from University of Houston. What was that experience like?
Great coach, very family oriented coach. Yeah, I mean, I ended up growing a real liking. Like me and his son ended up being real cool. So I was picking his son up from school and everything. So it's just like me just having that connection. And me and Coach Herman was cool. I still talk to him to this day. Hit him up from here to there every time, just check on him.
But I think that's good. I really like that dynamic, because ultimately his relationship with the NFL teams, when they ask about, say, how is Chaz, they can speak highly of you. So I think that's pretty good for him.
I actually have one more question, brother. And I love to think forward, and I'm putting it out there in the universe for you on draft day. Tell me, who are you thinking on draft day?
What am I thinking?
After you get drafted, after you sign, who are you standing next to, and who are you thinking? Who are you thinking on draft day?
First, very family-based, very oriented, I'm thinking God off rip.
Man.
On top of that, I'm thinking my dad and my stepmom. My stepmom's been in my life since I was 7, so those two people right there, my dad and my stepmom, my little brother. And then after that, you got Nat. You got Alvin. You got people that believed in me, people that's there for me since day one, since we started training. So, yeah,
I love
people.
Bro.
I'm just giving back to those that giving me.
And I want to get Nat a mic too, because I had a couple questions for Nat. Nat has trained a lot of NFL players. Can we get Nat a mic real quick? Catch him on set. Come on, because we want them to be able to hear you. But that's one thing I do understand and appreciate. Now you come on right up. Yeah, come sit down and join us. We all tight here. We are family. You heard me? So what are some of the aspects in Chaz's game that you feel will really stand out to some of those NFL scouts that you've seen since you've been training them?
I mean, the size is the thing you see.
You can grab the mic.
The size is the thing you see that stands out. You know, that's like you say, how you look getting off the bus. You know what I mean? He's 6'8", you know what I mean? Like now y'all see a muscular individual, he's 330 pounds. You don't see too many 330 pounders that's not sloppy out here, you know what I mean? That's looking fit and athletic, you know what I'm saying? So that size for one, and you know, just getting into the work, because in our regimens, we're gonna see where the weaknesses are and we're gonna strengthen the strengths, you know what I mean? And so his mindset to come in and just be open-minded and owning the training regimen, as far as the speed, as far as the strength, as far as the core, as far as the position specific, as far as the agility, as far as the flexibility, as far as the prehab, as far as all of those different aspects of it, you know what I'm saying? It takes an open mind, it takes a lot, you know what I mean? So that type of mindset, that's what stood out.
And how big, and here's another thing too, and I don't want to just stumble over this. Pedigree plays a major role. You and I talked about this on the phone. You have a first cousin, his brother's kids, in Evan Neal out of Alabama that was drafted in the first round. How big of a major role? I mean, I understand it a bit, Chaz, but what does that, how does that work for you in your mind? Like, do you feel like you have an edge because of your cousin? Or do you feel like, man, teams may look over the fact that, you know, this is in my bloodline?
No, I won't say they'll look over it, because most teams have reached out and said, oh, yeah, Evan Neal's your cousin. And I mean, like, yeah, that's an edge right there. But at the same sense, it's like, I'm not my cousin's not me.
Right.
We're two different people. So you're getting two different people when you sign me. I mean, that's just how I look at it. One thing I can say about my cousin, he's been very helpful in this process.
That's good.
A lot. Just letting me know everything and just letting me know what teams and just telling me ins and outs of everything. So
that's big. That's big, man. That's huge. I think it's important to pattern your game behind some players in the NFL. Do any current NFL players right now in the league you think you favor?
I mean,
I took CL's question too, by the way. So
good, baby. Come on with it.
He saw his notes. He stole it.
I was cheating his notes.
Off the top of my head, no, not really. I really don't know anybody that I really favor off the top of my head. Nat, you probably know anybody?
Well, it's a mixture with us, you know what I'm saying? We're in New Orleans, so it's a gumbo. So we're gonna have the size. We're gonna be able to have the size to be able to nullify the big guys. We're gonna be able to have the speed, the agility to stay with the quick guys. So it's a gumbo. It's gonna be something you never seen before.
You are long and lengthy like an Andrus Pete, though. You know, just I mean, we have a huge local market here. He does have that look on CL.
Yeah, he does. I actually give him Smith from the Cowboys, the starting tackle, with your length, and then you've added on the weight. He can almost wear that leg brace on his arm like Smith do. That's how big he is. See, people, I'm trying to give you an idea how big this cat is, because it's 6'8", 6'9".
We're gonna take pictures.
We went from 318 to 330, and I mean this kid might be 10% body fat, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just trying to give y'all an idea how big this young man is, and I wish you all the luck in the world, brother. I will be watching on the day of.
You will.
Believe.
So Chaz, last question, because I think we got 2 minutes left. So you've been talking to recruiters and everything. What is the main thing that you've been hearing from recruiters that they would like to see you, maybe that like, hey, we want to see you improve in this area and everything, and then that's really encouraged you to start working in those areas?
Honestly, it was just more of my strength. So like I said, and that plays a big part in that. So just getting stronger. And then my endurance, just, you know, being able to actually push through and, you know, finish more. So,
well, I would be remiss if I didn't, for a lineman, give some free game. So as we wrap, I want to say a couple things to you. One, and you said it already, keep God first. You're gonna need it in this industry, for sure. Keep God first.
Yep.
Say less. The less you say, the better. There's some haters in those locker rooms. They are. So it's going to be important for you to not talk too much, especially about the coach or anything. Just say less. Show up and work. I can tell, bro. You're already soft-spoken. Show up and work and let those coaches know your value and what you bring to the table. And the last thing I want to say, That first contract is just the first contract.
Yep. Right.
That's not the let me buy mama the house contract, let me ice up. Right. That second contract, bling bling. Yeah, every time I come around, you say do what you want. Do what you want out on the corner.
Don't get me wrong. I know some great loan programs that will put little down. So we gonna save you some money. We're gonna save you some money, baby.
We're gonna get you right. Well, he's Evan Neal. He's big. He's Nat the Trainer. Y'all make sure y'all follow Nat Next Training 7 on Instagram and follow my man Evan. Make sure y'all check him out. I keep calling you your cousin, Chaz. Y'all look just alike. Chaz, I always do that. Chaz B. Neal, not Evan Neal. Chaz B. Neal on Instagram and Twitter. Thank y'all so much for coming on the show, fellas.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Well, y'all don't go anywhere. We got more guests coming on. We'll be joined by Kyle Mosley from the Legacy Bowl. He's going to talk to us about the big game this weekend. And we got a special musical guest joining us a little later. We're trying to tease this. Y'all make sure y'all hang around. We have Small Sliders Inside the Trenches podcast.
From the start to the finish, this love is from the rags to the riches. Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stump Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast with Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. I'ma be somebody. You never know when you gonna need somebody. Hello. Hello, somebody. Yeah, I'ma move my body. Yeah, you gonna be somebody. You never know when you gonna need somebody. Hello. Get from that 504 to LA. Come on. Get from that 504 to New York. Get from that 504 to Chicago. Get from that 504 to LA. Now West Bank, baby, boy, that West Bank calling me. That West Bank, baby, boy, that West Bank calling me.
Stop, check him out, now pause. We gonna make it
Welcome back. Another hour, baby. This is the power hour right here. We're here inside the Trenches podcast. I'm your host, Marlon Big Favorite Wright. Joining me right now, I have my man Joel and CL. Nola, baby. Y'all make sure y'all check them out. Our next guest, I'm getting a little feedback.
Yeah.
Our next guest is a guy by the name of Kyle Mosley. Kyle, he basically runs the local media with the different, you got Saints news rolling, you got Scoop on the Pels, so on and so forth. Man, my man have it going. Y'all make sure y'all follow him at KT Mose on Instagram or Twitter. Kyle, thank you so much for joining the podcast today.
Mr. Favorite, thank you very much. Thank you guys for having us. It's a big weekend, HBCU Legacy Bowl. Man, it's a great time to be in New Orleans.
It is. Talk to us about the week, man. One thing I love about and I miss about bowl games when I was in college was all the festivities leading up to the big event. How's that been for the players this week and you guys?
Man, it's been great because, we started everything off with the HBCU Combine on Monday, and we had 47 guys who were able to participate. I think around 30 actually did participate, but they caught the eyes of a lot of NFL scouts, executives as well. And a few of those guys may have an opportunity to get into some of those pro days.
Oh, we lost him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Now it looks good. Now, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah, we heard you.
Okay. Also, you have the career fair that's going on at this time. It started on Thursday, and now it's ending today at 3 p.m. here at the Ernest Morial Convention Center. And tomorrow, of course, the big game is going to be at Ullman Stadium, 3 p.m., being televised on the NFL Network. But you guys can come on down. Tickets are still available. It's going to be a great time.
Well, Kyle, once again, like Marlon said, thank you so much. So it's funny how you actually you kind of answered my question. So I'm going to try to get a little bit more specific with the question. But Doug Williams pointed out that the HBCU is really, in his eyes, focusing on these smaller colleges and giving these boys a chance to get into the NFL. But you wrote that recent article where you pointed out an amazing point where this is going to give like 100 people a job opportunity. And as a real estate professional myself, obviously, the job community is very important to me. So can you talk a little bit more about that, the jobs that it's creating?
Yeah, well, look, anytime you are put up in front of a scout or an executive or somebody from a team representative, you are really interviewing for a job, right? I've been in the employment industry for 31 years as well. So I understand the importance that you have to represent yourself and represent yourself well. Now, I think these young men have done a tremendous job doing just that. Now, here at the career fair that are currently interviewing, and you had like Allstate, they interviewed 9 people on yesterday and hired them on the spot. But they also have plans from this career fair to give 200 people opportunities to come on board with their organization.
That's awesome. So do you, speaking of the interview process, I know that a lot of the people in today's world don't know how to interview. So are y'all like coaching them up a little bit? Like, hey, like this is what you need to do. Like, this is how you helping them with their resumes. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, look, there's resume, there's career coaching that's going on at a few of these off-site seminars at the main seminar. They had a couple of major speakers that came in to kind of coach them through what to expect and how to be able to approach people. And we've gotten some great feedback from the vendors saying that the young people are really showing up well and they are presenting themselves well. They have their resumes and they have their suits on. They're looking good and they're ready to be able to take on the next step in their careers.
If y'all just tuning in, y'all are listening to Kyle Mosley. Y'all make sure y'all follow him at KTMOZE on X or Instagram or wherever you like to do your media deal.
Yeah. Is it X or Twitter? We keep on forgetting, right?
It's still Twitter. It is still Twitter.
Right. Hey, big brother, I have a question. This is Chris Lombard.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm great. My question is to you, for the average fan that didn't get a chance to catch the combine practices on NFL Network, tell me who's your standout, your personal standout, just in the combine practice. Obviously, the game is Saturday, but who's your standout so far?
Well, the combine had several great standouts. You had the young man, Eric Smith from FAMU. FAMU, the cornerback, ran a 4.38. I mean, he was flying, he was smoking. You have Tamon Cook from North Carolina A&T, 4.3, 4.4 range as well. Then you have the young man who's a linebacker from Prairie View. Marlon, you may like this, man. He ran a 4.4 as well. So you had some good standout young guys who kind of piqued some interest there from the NFL scouts. Then you had some offensive linemen like Hempfield and Colvin. Colvin's from FAMU. Hempfield's from Texas Southern. Those guys did a tremendous job in the workouts. Now, through the week, then you had some guys like August Peak, who is the wide receiver from Southern University. He's gotten his opportunity to come in here and make a name for himself. It started at the combine because he wasn't a part of the Legacy Bowl roster, but he ran a 4.57. Now he's got a roster spot. So
now they look
better. Yeah, just showing up and being able to participate in these events is very important. I also had encouraged a lot of these young guys, just come. Just show up. You never know who you're going to meet and who you're going to run into. But those are some of the standout guys that, and Davius Richard from North Carolina Central, as well as Jeremy Musa from FAMU. Those two quarterbacks, excellent prospects.
I mean, I was telling Dab this the other day, and that's Shanika Dab Henny from the New Orleans Pelicans. I was talking to her about this, the effect of this actual game, because when I was coming out for the NFL Combine, that's all we had. And in some of these guys, you're lucky if you get maybe a scout or two to come to your pro day. With this game, you guys mentioned, there's several scouts in the area. There's guys who played the game. They're getting coached up. I mean, just talk to us about that blessing for these young men trying to go to the next level.
Yeah, look, I had a kind of debate with a professional scout. The guy was saying, hey, it doesn't make any sense that they just have the HBCU combine. Some of these guys need to be at the NFL combine. Well, not everybody's invited to the NFL combine. Well, we only have two young men from the HBCU sports scene. The young man from Howard and another young man from West Virginia State are invited to the NFL combine. So this is their opportunity at the HBCU combine at the Legacy Bowl to be able to see firsthand what the scouts are looking for. Talk to those guys. They have meetings every night with somebody. If some of the scouts had to leave early, they signed up to say, hey, let me meet Mr. P. Let me meet Mr. Richard. Let's sit down and talk with them. Those drills that these guys do are very important as well, because you have pro days. And in pro days, you go through those same drills. Marlon, you know that for a fact. So it's going to be important for those guys to be able to understand what's going to be expected of them. If they don't do well here, but if they do better at the pro days, they still can be able to open up some eyes and possibly open up some body's mind to actually give them an opportunity to draft them or sign them as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, it's definitely more opportunity for him.
Mr. Mosley.
Yep. Yes, sir.
I'm aware that the HBCU Legacy Bowl is held in New Orleans, Louisiana, Uptown New Orleans, Louisiana, at the great Tulane University Stadium, Yeoman Stadium for that matter. Great brand new facilities. My question is to you: what is the possibility of keeping the HBCU Legacy Bowl in New Orleans as a mainstay, because it's such a positive situation for the city as well as the local players as well as the region?
Yeah, I think that's what Doug wants. He wants to keep it in the New Orleans area. You have such the richness of the tradition and the culture here in New Orleans. You have, well, you know, he's a Louisiana boy himself. So he made his mark over at the old Tulane Stadium back when the first Bayou Classic happened, right? So to keep in New Orleans is very important to the Legacy Bowl committee. Some people said, hey, why not go to Atlanta or somewhere else? Now, I think New Orleans is the best place for it.
I agree. If they went to Atlanta, I'd be hurt.
It really would be hurt.
I'd be
a
hurt.
lot of people will be hurt.
Well, Kyle, thank you so much for coming on the show, brother. We got to get you back on, man. We got to talk Pels, so I got to get you with the Pels school, bro. Hopefully we talking Pels deep in the playoffs. Hello, somebody.
Yeah.
You're so,
well, look, Zion felt good last night in his presser. So, yeah, I think the Pels are going to make some noise.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So y'all make sure y'all follow Kyle at KTMOZE on Instagram or X. And then y'all be sure to go to the Legacy Bowl website. We'll have it underneath the show as well. But you could go to legacybowl.com, buy your tickets. The tickets are as cheap as $17 a ticket and $20 for parking. Beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Football, outside of football season. Hello, somebody. You can't beat that with 4 flats.
Nope. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother. Anyway, y'all, we outside, baby. Y'all don't go nowhere, man. We'll be joined by Flagboy, the hottest musician in the city right now. He's going to be joining us here on Inside the Trenches podcast. Because we outside. Y'all don't go anywhere. We at Small Sliders, New Orleans Talk Network.
Shaped like an hourglass, conversation heavy, loud and clear. The vibe is right.
Check. Microphone.
Girl, what is your... Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, has some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite, and Inside the Trenches podcast is back, baby. We back. Y'all make sure y'all check us out for excellent season, and you can check us out on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Y'all make sure y'all follow me at BigFave504. We back at it, baby. We in them trenches. strong man is a real queen. Beautiful and bold and got your own green. Build together, make meals together. No gimmick, sludge replenish. No time, no limit.
Welcome back, baby. The Inside the Trenches podcast. It's your host, Marlon, Big Favor, Wright. I got my co-hosts with me, Joel and CL, and we're joined by a special guest, Flagboy Giz. That's right, we outside.
You heard me, the one and only, you heard me?
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
Right.
Flag, thank y'all. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Y'all can follow him at Flagboy Giz. Now, we got a hot record to talk about. We got me and you featuring the talk. We got all kind of stuff to talk about. But my man played football in high school. You have to remind me of some things.
Yeah. You know, I sat there and I thought, man, why they don't want to recruit me to college? And then I got to the all Metro game and saw you, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm not even supposed to be up there. I see why I'm getting Delta State letters. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, brother. You know, I just, and then even the last few times I saw you out, and every time, you just shake Fave hand. You be like, oh yeah, he bigger than regular people. You know what I'm saying? So just out of love, I had to remind you, that's probably the first time we ever interact, but yeah, 20 years ago.
Man,
20 years ago to this day.
That was huge, and then Hurricane Katrina hit, and things start rolling for you from there. You started getting with 2 Cent. Mike and those guys, man. Talk to us about those 2 Cent days.
I met all them dudes at UNO. Mike was working at Access TV. He was like, let's make a show. And then over time, we just had all kind of skits we developed. But they used to have fun dressing me like Fat Lil Wayne. I think because I was the only person who could like come up with the catchy, funny type metaphors. Type, you know what I'm saying? Because to really parody Lil Wayne, you got to be able to rap a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It got to be a little. Everything got to have a metaphor, a double on. You got to. So
I saw you do the Birdman a couple times too.
Birdman.
That's that video you sent me.
That's 100%.
I did a lot of the voices too. So I did the Wyclef voices. You know what I'm saying? If I had a president, I'd be Wyclef and that thing. You know what I mean? It'd be whatever, just because we was having fun. It was about getting people on to what we was really doing, and that was like parodies in the schools and doing book parodies, stuff like that, to make sure the kids was learning while they was being entertained. So it was something we just did every time and have some fun. And we was going viral before being viral was being a popular thing to do. But once B started really taking off, and they using all this stuff on Blackish, and Oprah Winfrey posted him.
Right.
His graffiti. His graffiti was the way we always got interviews and stuff anyway. So once his graffiti started taking off, and the door opened up for me to really be back around Mardi Gras Indians and love, we wasn't really filming and all that. Eventually, I just started doing the Mardi Gras Indian stuff, and then eventually I was like, man, I can make music. Why have I not?
Right.
And then,
because you had to have flow to do what y'all were doing. You, Chris Baptiste. I mean, with JT, it was just a really good, and you're right. I heard Effion Crockett's interview, and he was talking about his YouTube experiences going viral, and y'all would have monetized like crazy then just because of how hot it was.
Yeah, we were just happy to be on World Star. We thought like 1 million views on World Star the first days was a big accomplishment. We wasn't worried about YouTube. It was just like we was having fun. We getting on Twitter. And Chris Brown and Rihanna retweeting the video.
right.
Like how you retweet a video, you parody that. So it's just, we knew we was putting out some good stuff. And after that ended, I still had a lot of stuff I was sitting on, just beats, production material, stuff, So we stopped making content, but I still had all the stuff to create. And I was like, before this stuff get too old.
right. Let's drop it.
Let me just make something with it right now. And it's been working for me, which is a blessing.
And by the way, where for the audience and everything, where can they go see those parody videos and your content?
Oh man, go on YouTube, just type 2 Cent TV. You'll find one of the Christmas videos. You just search the whole channel.
Just watch every video.
It's wild. Times. It's but we were having fun, and it was we meet up and we come up with a goal. And it was like 7 co-members: me, Amanda, B, Mike, Kev, this dude Steve-O, Amanda, Brittany. It was like. And everybody had roles. One person was over the business. B was mostly filming.
Mm-hmm.
We were writing the sketches, and if it was music, sometimes I was writing multiple parts, performing parts. But I could never play everything.
Right.
You can't play everything, but you can write up the parts for people. And still, it groomed me to also not curse. It also was like we're doing this for children, and not so. So then once I started making music, it was almost like it was hard to curse with it, even though I was talking about some gangster stuff. I'm snatching your wig off on St. Joseph's night in the Indian suit on Mardi Gras. You want, I'm telling you how you looking like trash, and I'm saying it in ways to make it provocative, but I'm still like, I learned. It's like I've been groomed through 2 Cent, so it's kind of great that I was in that. You know what I'm saying?
So when you started doing the parody videos and you really started like Rihanna, all of them retweeting your stuff, did you ever get any like messages from people like hating on your stuff, like saying like, "Oh man, why'd you do that?"
Oh yeah. I mean, every video the comments.
What's the number one that comes to mind? That like
why is Lil Wayne fat?
Oh man,
what? Like, cause man, it's funny. That made it even funnier. Like Fat Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody was so spot on, and then you get to the end of the video, and Lil Wayne was on every feature. So you got me coming with tats everywhere. Cole Young, who's a popular tattoo artist in the city, graffiti artist, or just all kind of platforms. He just do art in all kind of mediums, but he used to take Sharpies and just have fun drawing on me. What you want, girl? Put an ice cream right here. Put a sandwich right here. I want some grape jelly. Put that just be naming food. You know what I'm saying? To like in the same spots Lil Wayne would have it.
Yeah,
but we just having fun because we got real artists on there, and we just, you know what I'm saying? It was a good time, and we got the point across. At the time, we were partnering with Scholastic, donating thousands of books to schools.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we got the point across, and it was cool for what we do. We still have a summer camp that Brandon kind of runs. It's called Eternal Seeds. Right now they have a partnership with the Pelicans going on, the Black History Month partnership.
Okay.
But even till now, like even though I'm making music, I'm still trying to pull up at the camp 2 or 3 days out the week if I can. And like if the kids need help with anything with videos or anything involving cultural stuff now, hit your boy up.
Where's that camp at?
It's at Studio B, which is Brandon's art studio, B Mike, and he used to be the director for 2 Cent. And a lot of our interviews, we hustled through his art eventually, and now he just took it to a whole bigger platform. Now he's just visual artists all around, and you need a warehouse for it. So you go to the Bywater 2941, I think, Studio B. I forget the address, but Studio B in the Bywater.
Yeah. So, brother, I've seen you several times downtown. I've seen you on the streets. I've seen you many places. But for the people that don't understand the bead work that you put in throughout the year, please explain the most recent bead work you've done. Well, you know what? Explain the Gucci.
Well, I did the Gucci suit. I knew like the most New Orleans Indian suit you could make is gator boots and a pimped out Gucci suit.
Right.
I was like, if you go be the most New Orleans one, you always gotta out New Orleans everybody else. So I pulled out the gator boots. I had beaded gators on the shoes with a Gucci suit. And that same year, I did like some of the bead work on Black Panther too. So it's like I didn't really even spend all 12 years on it. Last year, my suit was pretty much, the stories was me teaching other Indian stuff because I feel like I'm the one teaching the world about this right now. Yeah. All the patches was the schools of the cities. Right. Like all the different, the girls' plaids, I had that ruffled up into the patches, and that's what the stuff was. It was about me teaching them, but I didn't work on it the whole year. I did the Wiz on Broadway last year.
Right.
So it was, I be having other stuff to do, but I always make it out the door. A lot of Indians gonna look prettier than me. I can always say I'm gonna see some bead work I'm impressed with. But some dudes, it take 2 years. I am out there every single year. And that's the thing I think is most important, that a lot of Indians who are fans of me or even critical of me think, make sure you come out the door every year.
Right.
If you're doing anything, make sure the culture's strong, make sure that people know that Mardi Gras will come, and this is our Black Mardi Gras, and they can anticipate you coming out there.
100%.
If you can't do that, then shut up.
Man, you get the 2 Cent thing rolling, and then you really dive into the culture. I know you have Indian in your family coming up, so you've seen it as a kid, us growing up. But how do you get to We Outside? Right? What's the work that led up to that single and essentially that album?
Just knowing that other Indian songs always just have a chant. There's always a response and some chant. And when I was getting beats, I'm trying to make it to where this isn't just carnival music, it's music about carnival that you can listen to all year round. It's not really something you could just play just for Mardi Gras. Like you could hit it at any time and be like, man, let that run. Because that's the goal of the music. It's not supposed to just be that. So I feel like in the 70s it was funk. Right now, they don't have nobody else capitalizing on rap or any other black form of music in the city as far as like culture orders. It's nothing like that. But every Mardi Gras Indian group was a funk band in the 70s. The Wild Magnolias, the Wild Chopper. And me being a descendant of them, I'm sitting here like, well, I can make the funk sounds. That's easy.
Right.
But you know what, it really be crazy to be able to like talk about this like a rapper. Like, cause I don't think nobody else could do it. Like they are performing, when you hear my other Mardi Gras Indians, they performing as the Indians on the street and the tribes do it. I'm performing like I went to the bead store and they sold me your feathers because they know I'm more popular than you. Like that's like I'm talking trash, like in the sense of my artistry so good, they'll sell me something they got on hold for you because they know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's a bar when it happens. Soon as it happened, I'm like, man, that was a ball. Like I could talk trash about that. Like y'all was holding them feathers for who? And I said I needed them, and he was like, nah, you got him, Giz.
I told the other Indian he looked naked.
Yeah,
I'm a whole park
I ain't gonna
legend.
tell you. I'm not gonna tell you you don't have enough on. I'm gonna tell you look naked.
Right.
You out here looking naked, boy. You cold.
Right.
You freezing out here. That's what you need to tell them on Mardi Gras, and that's what it was on We Outside.
Right.
Some Indians are outside, some Indians not. Who wouldn't be outside? The ones who catch the rides. The ones who walk, the ones who have the heavy stuff and they gotta hop in a U-Haul.
Right.
If y'all saw the U-Hauls at Super Sunday last year.
Yeah.
If you, sometimes and it's because of gentrification. We could be real. They don't live in their neighborhoods no more. You got to come from everywhere with a whole bunch of stuff. You got to rent the U-Haul, pick him up, pick him up. But on Mardi Gras, y'all supposed to find some spot and come out. Y'all ain't supposed to do that on Mardi Gras too. Meet people, then hop back in a U-Haul and go drive. No, so that's a U-Haul Indian.
U-Haul engine.
Who is outside? Who not outside? I'm an old school Indian walking across the city.
Right.
That's what the lyrics. It's not really about. Everything is about cultural Mardi Gras Indian trash talk, and it's stuff I didn't learn from them. I learned from the Chiefs. Like y'all ain't supposed to be out here doing this. They criticize each other.
Right.
They critique how they do it, and I'm sitting here just, all right. And y'all, and I didn't feel like they had the means to tell the story like that. So every year something go happen. This past Mardi Gras, I stiff arm somebody like Leonard Fournette. I keep a cameraman with me. I got it in slow motion.
Right.
I could put opera music on it. But that's not what I'm doing it for, to embarrass one other Indian. I'm just saying that because that happened, even in my storytelling, with the way I'm gonna make the music the next album, I'm gonna be thinking about this. I'm gonna think about what's gonna happen on St. Joe in response to that. I'm gonna think about Super Sunday when the cameras gonna come out there and they gonna be telling me all the stuff. And it's like the people gonna want pictures with me. The Indians want pictures with me after I meet them. That's not supposed to happen.
Right.
So that's a bump.
Right.
That's tight.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Not trying to gloat and say I'm the best in the city, but I will talk my trash and say everybody else.
That's right.
Can't do it clean. Shout out to Lareezy. That boy dog.
Yeah, Lareezy. That's little bro, man.
Well, definitely everybody can't do it clean, brother. And I do appreciate what you're doing for the culture and the music that you make. A lot of people are aware outside. Someone like me is aware of Gentrifying Tremaine. And of course, my favorite song is Walking with a Gun.
That's it.
Now, I actually made a reel of it because it hit so hard for Mardi Gras Day. And obviously me being from downtown and me being on the stage, and you say you're going to be the first Indian with a Grammy. I'm loving that. Please explain Walking with a Gun to the people.
Well, man, some of them dudes be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Some of them dudes be tripping, bro. And you gotta have your gun on you. Some dudes be tripping. Man, one dude I was real cool with him one year. And he was a little behind before Mardi Gras, and he needed me to help him come hook something up. So I'm hooking something up, and he like, yeah, man, this is where I put my gun at. And I was like, your real gun? And he was like, yeah, man, this protect yourself at all times. I said, man, that's boxing. That's not Mardi Gras Indian. That's what you mean? And you know, in the old school, Indians used to really get physical like that.
Yeah.
And you ain't out there to really shoot nobody, but I mean, we in New Orleans. If you doubt that I might have a gun, please know that once I heard other people had guns, I was like, well, you know what? And you know, it's all gonna be real weapons. I never go hit nobody with no real weapon out in the streets. But it's the culture of like warriors. You go decorate the machete case up and have feathers on there and stuff. Right. I'm not gonna, now St. George's night, I might pull a real machete out and swing across the ground and make sparks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it got thousands of people out in the middle of 2nd and D trying to see I'm trying to make it a spectacle. The cameras is out there anyway, but I'm not trying to I'm gonna hit somebody with this machete. But
right.
You out there with your guns, with the machetes, and that's what walking with the gun is every line of it is about Mardi Gras Indian life and how it's affected by the fact that I know I got a gun on me.
And that's why I use it on my reel.
I be walking with a gun.
Yeah.
And that's off Flagboy and Wild Chopper Toolers live from the French Quarter 2023.
That's also on my 3rd album, Disgrace from the Culture. So that's when we performed it live at the French Quarter Fest album, but that's a single on the 3rd album, Disgrace to the Culture.
Because you released it as a single last year. Because remember I was telling you that in the text. Yeah, man. Because I was talking to CL. I love the original. I mean, I love live performances, but that original, man, boy, you went in on that
one. That's the one I ran with.
That's off the chain.
Thank you, bro. Well, that was just me making a beat. I think I made that beat myself, liked it, and it was like, let me make it. And I had something sitting on for Mardi Gras. And like I said, we shoot everything in slow-mo, so you really could put almost any song with it. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing art from being in 2 cents. Once you put stuff in slow motion, it's poetic. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to highlight a lot of Indians. Some of the Indians was like, "Don't put me in the video," because we was talking trash to each other earlier that day. They was feeling like I was like, "Bro, you acting like I put like you can hear me saying you can't hear me saying it that you ain't." I didn't say that.
I had to learn real quick an engine. Right, I was watching Peter Pan, and hey, look at the engines are coming. So that's just referring to the other Indians.
Other Indians and just Indian slang of saying Indian, but making it 2 syllables instead of Indian. Engines here, engines. Yeah,
That's tight.
Yeah,
that's tight. Man, well, we thank you so much for coming on the show. We got to get you back on here. We want to promote your new project, brother.
Yep. This is delicious too.
It's off the chain. And my man, we some big guys. As we told y'all, we played on football, played on the line. So, you're going to get a diet small sliders burger here without the bread. You know what I'm saying? We're going to hook you up, make it a nice little lunch. Brother, man, thank you so much. Hey, and I can't wait to get in the studio with you, man. We got work to do.
Yeah, let's do that ASAP. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's get it. I fell in love at the second line. Second and D. Yeah,
I like that one too, brother.
Second line.
Whatever the beat called for, bro.
Yes, indeed, man. He's Flagboy Giz. Y'all make sure y'all follow him at Flagboy Giz on X or Instagram or wherever you do your social media work. And y'all go download that album right now. Flagboy Giz and the Wild Chopper Toolers. Live at French Quarter 2023. Got the longest remix ever. It's like 25 minutes. I listened to every minute of it. It was hot. He's Flagboy, and y'all are at Small Sliders right now, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Y'all come get something to eat, man. We got to talk Saints and a few more things. Y'all watching it, New Orleans Talk Network, Inside the Trenches podcast. We'll be back.
And I'm an old school engine walking across the city. You a U-Haul engine, you. And I'm an old school engine walking across the city.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Listen up. Your customers Our listeners could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Somebody, it's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite, and Inside the Trenches podcast is back, baby. We back. Y'all make sure y'all check us out for excellent season, and you can check us out on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Y'all make sure y'all follow me at BigFave504. We back at it, baby. We in them trenches.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next
For the radio, hello somebody, yeah, I'ma move my body, yeah.
Welcome back, baby, to Inside the Trenches podcast, man. We want to thank all our guests for coming on. Flagboy, Giz, Kyle Mosley, and our man Chaz, Neal, NFL prospect. Y'all make sure y'all continue to check them out. And we're going to sit here and check out this new Saints offense, right? The Saints look different now. Clint Kubiak has started to make his hires. It's a much different type of offense now. I naturally go to CL first because he's our GM, so I'm going to naturally toss it on over to him. I want to talk about Clint Kubiak and how significant he was in the Minnesota's offense with Justin Jefferson, and then most recently with San Francisco.
I'll double it up for you, baby. I'll let you know how important Kubiak was in the Minnesota's offense to Dalvin Cook, the running back, the three-time Pro Bowler. Obviously, he's the journeyman now, but just knowing what he can bring to the offense offensively. So for the modern day fan that's not maybe aware of schemes, a Kubiak brings a zone read, a zone blocking scheme. Next level, but they all take the same step at the same time and they get to the next level. For the back, it's a one cut and a go. So that's the kind of offense that we're here structuring and bringing in, as well as bringing his coordinators, not necessarily coordinators, his assistants to assist him in implementing that that type of offense.
I like that. And let's just take a look at this new staff. I'm just pulling up some notes here just to kind of take a look at Gary Kubiak's new staff. So you look at it from, we're going to start in the wide receiver room. I think that's one of the areas we really have to take an honest look at needing some improvement. Bringing in Kyle Williams from Baltimore, having him coming in from the Baltimore Ravens. We saw Zay Flowers' rookie year. We saw how he developed in that Todd Monken's offense. Joel, I'm going to come to you. I know you play linebacker, but from a skill position, how do you think Kyle will do based off what you saw with Baltimore last year?
I mean, the results speak for itself. I mean, you see where Baltimore got to and it wasn't just on Lamar, it was his wide receivers that were doing their thing too. And so when you're looking at Kubiak's way of playing, just like CO said, it's a lot of moving, it's a lot of crossing, it's a lot of like breaking up the middle. And as a linebacker, when you're like having one wide receiver run past you and then you have another, you're like looking back and forth. What is going on here? Wait, am I supposed to follow that guy or am I supposed to follow that guy? Dude, there's been times when I first started being a linebacker, me and the other linebacker would run into each other.
Yeah.
With the crossing. And so that's the kind of stuff that is going to work well with the Kubiak system and your boy as a new wide receiver coordinator.
He's one of those guys, and it seems like you're bringing a younger guy to the staff, and I think they're well balanced as well. We're going to go to another position I feel is super important, and it's good too that these guys came in before the combine, before these pro days, so they can kind of shape the offense of the guys that they're looking for. John Benton, the offensive line coach, John spent some time with the Jets. He's been on he's with the Jets, Miami, Jacksonville, Houston.
A lot.
He's been
he played for the Saints in 1987.
Years ago, he played for the Saints, had 5 playoff appearances as a coach, and of course a conference championship. CL, what I guess value does he bring to an offensive line that's still trying to find its identity, right? You know, especially with the injuries we're dealing with.
Well, I think the beautiful part about that is that gentleman brings an identity itself. He understands what he wants to run, and obviously he understands the players that he needs to help implement the running game that he wants to have. I can remind you of the previous places where he was at. In Houston, Damian Pierce, it was running the football.
Yeah, that's true.
In Jacksonville, they were having of course it's running from my mind right now, but they were running the football. ATN, they're running the football and they're catching out of the backfield. So realize that the dynamics of what they want to bring is actually could actually be here, but like Fave said, the fact that they've come in early before the draft, before the combine to help structure the offense and get the players that they may have to use in a new system moving forward.
No doubt. I want to go to another important position, and this is probably one of the more important hires in Clancy Bonron. What I see in him is bringing the Saints back to having great tight ends. And Coach Clancy, because if you look at it from the perspective in Barron, and I don't know if it's Bar 1 or Rome, what you look at what he's able to do in regards to the Jimmy Grahams of the world, being able to maybe develop Juwan Johnson a little better. Juwan Johnson a bit better. And then you look at, could he find that gem in this NFL's draft? Because this is a team, I mean, in the Drew Brees days, let's be honest, we featured our tight ends. So that's 100%. Why, Joe, like, do you think with Coach's expertise, where he's been around the league, 9 playoff appearances, everywhere from the Falcons, ranging to Miami, Denver, and as we can also tell, Kubiak's gone with familiarity as well. What do you think Coach Clancy brings to this offense?
Dude, that was one of the best choices that we could make, besides like John Benton coming in and helping us with the offensive line, because you are absolutely right. when Jimmy Graham came in last year, everybody was excited because we remember the old days of Drew Brees and Jimmy Graham. That duo was dangerous, especially with what's going on with like Kelsey and Mahomes. That duo is dangerous. Everybody knows them too. And so we absolutely got away from that. And we need to get back to that because people see, we have plenty of examples besides Kelsey and Mahomes where when a quarterback and a tight end are in sync, dude, they are just unstoppable because you just have that person who you know you can dump off because unless you have an incredible linebacker, you can't put no cornerback on a tight end. They will literally obliterate those people all the time.
Bless you. My people sneeze out in the stand, so that means it must be true.
Must be the truth.
It's the truth. CL, the most controversial position on this Saints football team this past season has been quarterback. I mean, Derek Carr is giving people high blood pressure, you know, just dealing with the whole roller coaster. Bringing in a young, innovative coach like Andrew Janeko, who's been not only in Chicago, but he's been with the Vikings, spent some time with the Bucs. How valuable is he to Derek Carr?
Well, knowing, just to kind of set the stage, even for Carr, you realize that there's several times for the Raiders, he had to change offensive and offensive coordinators. Even coming over with the Saints, it was a new system. Now going into next year, it'll also be a new system. But having a quarterback coach that's on the same page with you might make all the difference in the world because just learning an offense or even picking up players that actually know the offense. Now, I don't necessarily want this player, but I'm just using it as an example. Say like a Thielen at wide receiver that's familiar with the Kubiak system and familiar with what he needs to show the quarterback because we always want to point the finger at the quarterback, but we have to help the quarterback as a team. The offensive line has to get better. The wide receivers need to get more yards after the catch. The running backs need to average more than 3.2 yards a rush. So realize the quarterback position is very important, gets all the blame, gets all the praise, but it's still a team. And I think the new coordinators are structured to help us more than work against us.
No doubt, man. And I want to address one more position because I think this next position that I'm talking about in running back is going to be important in the evaluations at this combine, these pro days. So I really do think that when we look at Coach Derek Foster coming in, spend some time with the Chargers, we saw Austin Eckler. How well he performed on fantasy. I'm gonna say fantasy football. He was getting some points, boy.
Well, in real life, you lead the league in touchdowns last couple of years.
Hitting my man DJ Spin up, seeing what to do with my parlays throughout the week. He's had one playoff appearance, and he's only been one place in the Chargers. But another young coach, a guy that's innovative, something to add value to the room. In a situation where we don't fully know the future of Alvin Kamara, we can't really tell. We just drafted him out of TCU.
Miller.
Kendre Miller. We're still trying to figure out who he is, how important Derek Foster is going to be to this offense.
Well, I think it's extra important because we needed a different voice in the running back room. We needed a different direction for the running backs. I'll always remind Saints fans, the year we won the Super Bowl, we were 6th in rushing. 6th in rushing. Clearly, we were nowhere near that last year. So obviously, a shot in the arm at running back is the deal that we need. New scheme, new, not necessarily new backs, but I think Alvin might have a little room to stay maybe one more year because, of course, Kubiak is not going to want to get rid of Alvin Kamara. They want to see what he can do in this system. But we do have a young horse in Kendre Miller that can hold a load. And don't forget about Jamal with the offensive line being a little bit better. I'm sure he'll do a lot better as well next year. But to say I can't get my words out. To go with what I said was it's a new voice in the running back room. I think there's a new philosophy. I think it'll bode well going forward.
It will. Y'all don't go anywhere. We're gonna take a quick break here shortly. We're going to talk a little bit about the Pels, man. They rolling right now. They handled their business against the Rockets last night. We're going to talk about that game and tonight's game with the Pels and just take a look at this particular team. Having such a great time here I did get my car wash early, CL at Crown Car Wash, 1336 Gretna Boulevard, Stump Boulevard, I'm sorry. So I'm shining right now. Big timing right now.
I mean,
Bling,
it's-
bling. You see
I
the
mean,
back of
it's
that thing
shining,
there?
you dig? It's shining.
You see me over there? So we shining over there.
But make sure
baby.
you tell the people they can shine all the time, 24 hours a day at Crown Car Wash.
24/7, baby. So if I need to get a touch up tonight, it's all good, baby. I'm headed there. Believe that. It's Inside the Trenches podcast. We have Small Sliders. We'll be back to talk a little Pels. Let's enjoy some NBA. Peace.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stump Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast with Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody.
Wanted us with fade. Then we go with the West Jeff. March will step, big with the pep step. You can call me Lucky Left. Do it for my churn. Do it for my nephew. Do it for the hood. Oh yeah, we here. Yeah, Small Sliders, baby. It was almost time for me to eat, man. My stomach was growling at the WWL studio earlier, man. And Miss Harris next to me, Marlon, you all right? I just ain't eat, baby. I'm just hungry. You know who eating though? Them Pels eating, baby. They put it on Houston last night, 127-105. I mean, basically won just about every quarter from the field goal. The Rockets were 43%. We were 52%. Our lead scorer was C.J. McCollum, 28 points. I got a text message from Wild Wayne. The players was warming up off of Hello Somebody. I thought that was cool. I'm like, I wonder if, you know what I'm saying? I know Spin being that thing, cover my DJs, man, they got the boys warming up off my deal, man. But let's get into the game, CL. I know you were there last night. What really stood out to you in this win?
What stood out to me in the win is that B.I. didn't play. And we scored over 100 points without our number one scorer as well as our number one assist man. That's what stood out.
But what does that say though? Like all of a sudden we throwing up numbers like that and he gone. Like he's sitting out.
Well, I think it says to what I've been saying since we started talking about the Pelicans, that the New Orleans Pelicans is the deepest team in the association. And so moving forward, I also noticed a leaner, more energetic Zion. You know, we jump on him when he's not as fit as he should be. Well, now that the gentleman is in peak basketball shape, it's time to give him his king cake, you know. Well, that's not give him a
See,
king.
you started stuff already.
GM, what are you talking about?
Well, let's not give him a king. Well,
That's right.
You have to reward these guys, and that's always my deal, right? We can talk our talk, and we can give them the credit that they don't deserve, but we got to give them the credit that they do deserve when they do well. So the fact that BI didn't play, we still scored over 115 points in one basketball game. I think that bodes well to the playoffs. I think that bodes well to us having injuries going forward because we clearly have a team with a nucleus that can ball.
And you have to look at the balance too. Jonas had 14 rebounds last night. Zion had 9 assists. I think this team is just really figuring out how to pull together their pieces at the right time.
Right.
There's another game tonight. Miami Heat's coming in town, so 2 back-to-back home games.
Yep.
What could our fans expect out of this game, CL, different from the Houston's?
This game is tricky, right? We're not sure if Butler's gonna play. We're not sure if they're just going to, because you think about it, Miami coming to New Orleans, they're coming from the East Coast. It's a 7 o'clock Central game time. So you're not really 100% sure what they're going to come with as far as energy, especially them letting Lowry go a couple of trades back. You're not 100% sure, but what I can promise you that the Smoothie King Center will be buzzing. A Friday in New Orleans, a 7 o'clock game. And we on this road, 5 in a row, 6 in a row?
Yep.
It's an entertaining. It'll be an entertaining night for sure.
And I'm looking at the matchup predictor on ESPN.com. It's a close game. They got Miami slightly beating us, like by a percentage. They got them 50.5 and us 49.5. Joel, I just feel like this Pelicans team this year just has the juice.
Yeah.
Right. I know it started off a bit slow, early in their season. We were talking about Zion and managing his weight. It's like all of that's out the window, and winning cures all.
CL did bring up a point, but what I'm just worried about too is that because when I hear about one of their best players being out, and yet they're throwing out those numbers kind of stuff, but yet they're still losing to some of these teams that they should not be losing to. So it just makes me still think that is what the Pelicans are known for, where they play down to who they're playing and then they play up to when they play somebody good, is still in effect. And so my biggest thing is that if we can get the Pels to get out of that mindset to where they are just going like, we're going to treat every team like they're the best team ever and we're going to crush them. That's when we're going to see them go even farther than when we've seen them before.
100%.
I do agree with you, Joel. The New Orleans Pelicans do have this thing where they actually play down to the competition.
Exactly.
And sometimes, of course, the better teams they play up to. But I'm realized that with this, after the All-Star game, we have this stretch of 30 some odd games left, and realize that most of the games are in the Eastern Conference. We're going to get a chance to beat up on the Eastern Conference compared to the Western Conference going to beat up on each other. So I'm sitting here telling you now, don't be surprised if the New Orleans Pelicans are, when it's all said and done, in the 4th or 5th position in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and I'm looking at both teams' last 5 games. They're both 4-1. So I see where New Orleans really needs to, again, just be consistent across the board. Right. Zion, you have some 20 some odd points. BI, you have. I'm sorry, CJ McCollum, you're in the 30 some odd points. We find that balance. We put ourselves in a really good position. I want to switch gears. Go back to football. Not just because it's one of my favorite sports and my primary sport, but we are hosting the Super Bowl next year, and I was talking to Joel off air about just the setup. All the major hotels are going to be booked up. A lot of folks depend on Airbnbs for rental options for their stay.
Yeah.
What's going to be different this upcoming year with our recent market in the real estate?
Well, just like you pointed out, is that right now, to afford rent in the New Orleans market, you have to make $64,000 a year. Now, here's the thing. That's not as high as the national average, which is 78,000, by the way. But people are probably saying to themselves like, oh, it's just greedy landlords. It's these people who are just trying to make money off of people and everything. We can't afford this. But people, what you're forgetting is that insurance has literally doubled, maybe even tripled based off of where you live. Taxes are even more expensive because of COVID and prices going up. And it's just people have to rate, like they have to raise the rent. Like, I'm sorry, these are business owners. Yeah, obviously you're going to have some people who are like greedy, but you know what's going to happen? No one's going to rent it. And then what's going to happen is that the price is going to go down where it should be. And so how it's going to affect us is, and what I'm still watching out for, because we're still waiting for this Judge Lamel, is what's going to happen with this Airbnb law.
Yeah.
That's the question, because if the current law that they have in effect right now stays in place and doesn't change, there is going to be a lot less Airbnbs, a lot less.
I have a question, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm understanding that they are making laws to govern the Airbnbs, either good or bad, for the homeowners or the people that will actually stay in these Airbnbs. My question is to you, and I'm not sure if you actually know this, and you can definitely tell me if you don't. Who's enforcing these laws? Who's knocking on doors and say, you know what? Y'all not supposed to be staying here, you know, whatever the case may be. They can make all the laws that they want. Who are enforcing these laws on these Airbnb?
So great question. So the city of New Orleans is the one that's supposed to be enforcing these laws. But here's the thing, because of that, stay judgment that Judge Lamel put in place, the city's hands are effectively tied. And they can't, like, they literally put, if you go on the website for Airbnb, they literally have it on there saying, we cannot do anything about this.
Right.
So if you wanted to in New Orleans, if you had a house right now, you could literally Airbnb.
Right.
By the way, I'm not a lawyer. Don't like do it. Always get lawyer advice.
You just say one on TV.
Full disclosure, not a lawyer. But according to New Orleans, if you wanted to Airbnb your house, and let's say your neighbor wants to like rat you out and like call the city's going to tell your neighbor this: we can't do anything about it. I'm sorry.
Right.
This is interesting, man, because I just can't imagine the city of New Orleans at that time, where it's right, carnival season rolls right in at the start of the Super Bowl, and then we roll right in the carnival, and us miss out. You know, it's hotel is okay. Every hotel within 15 minutes of the area is booked up. I'm pretty sure people are going to want to be in the city,
absolutely
enjoying these Airbnb. So I'm really interested in seeing how that's going to take. Well, look, y'all, if y'all can, for more information, y'all make sure y'all check Joel. It's Joel. It's Joel in the Big Easy. I'm about to say living in the Big, not that long. Joel in the Big Easy on X. Also on Instagram, he has really good videos, very informative. He's going to be keeping us up to date, not only on this show every week, but you check his page out, you'll be able to keep up with that as we get closer to the big game. And if you're looking to buy a house, whether residential, something to rent out, or if you're looking into commercial properties, Godwyn Realty, y'all make sure y'all holler at Joe. This was a jam-packed show, man. This was excellent. I enjoyed all of our guests that came through. Shouts out to Chaz, Neal for coming through, NFL prospect. Boy, 6'9". Tarek had to get up on the table to take the camera because he was kind of tall. Tarek tall himself, so
he had to get the tripod.
Yes, I mean, Saints, if y'all listening, I know you're listening. Like Joe said, y'all listening. Definitely take a look at that young man.
Yes,
I want to thank Kyle Mosley for coming on the show as well. HBC Legends. He writes for the Pelicans, Saints News. He's also on the committee for the Legacy Bowl. He came on. The tickets are like $17 a pop. Good seating. The weather, the Yeoman Stadium, especially the way the weather is right now, is going to be beautiful. Y'all go to legacybowl.com to get y'all's tickets right now. It's going to be off the chain. And yeah, we outside. I fell in love at the second line. Flagboy Giz, man, shouts out for him to coming on, being very entertaining. You know, he got dope songs, and I thought he had us laughing the whole time here. That was pretty great. For my co-host, Joe from the Big Easy, baby, my man CL Nola, my man Mike over at the studio, Keelan and Witt on set, helping behind the scenes, my main man Tarek representing. Want to give them a big old shout out. Shouts out to all our guests here. Came and sat down and enjoyed the podcast. We'll be back here 11 to 1 next week. Same place, same time, small sliders. My Small Sliders crew back there, Rick and the whole management crew. I'm not performing today, baby. We're going to play some Flagboy on our way out here. But thank y'all. We're about to put our food on in. The food is so delicious.
Yeah.
Baby, definitely. For sure. You heard me.
Lemonade.
What you look, TLC wants some more lemonade. Look, give me my lemonade. Yes, indeed, man. We had Small Sliders, New Orleans Talk Network. It's Inside the Trenches podcast. God is love, baby. Peace. See y'all next week. Enjoy the weekend. We out.
Yeah. Go Pals.
Go Pals.
Yeah, you're right, baby.
Love you, my brother.
Working for the Mardi Gras Carnival in New Orleans, I'm outside. Everybody talking about boy, it's too cold. There's only one Super Sunday, it ain't the Super Bowl. I was so working for the Mardi Gras Carnival in New Orleans, I'm outside. Everybody talking about boy, it's too cold. There's only one Super Sunday, it ain't the Super Bowl. Walking through the streets like a running time. Don't blow your horn and be the new drop around. Be outside, tell them you don't have enough phone. I'm a whole up there. Be outside, I was looking for stop at the free shop. At the liquor store, I tell them who to go. Once you walk up on the city, we gon' meet them all. The other niggas, they be hopping out of U-Haul. You ain't U-Haul, it's a U-Haul. And I'm a old school, if they walking from the city. You ain't U-Haul, it's a U-Haul. And I'm a old school, if they walking from the city. I'm buying colors, by the dozen, just to play the dozen. Tell it, understand it, but they need to study. I shoot shot and made us with a cheese sing. I'm walking up the street, made a lane sting. Coming like behind us, go ahead and get behind us. Coming with us, how they got you. I pass the same. I was walking to South Liberty. I told the engine I'm too busy to be really me. Take those up, ain't no killing me. I was so I've been working for the Mardi Gras Carnival in New Orleans, I'm outside. Everybody talking about boy, it's too cold. There's only one Super Sunday, there ain't the Super Bowl. I was so I've been working for the Mardi Gras Carnival in New Orleans, I'm outside. Everybody talking about boy, it's too cold. There's only one Super Sunday, there ain't the Super Bowl. Walking through the smoke, the power socket. Everybody come see me, man, like I was travel logic. There ain't no competition, it ain't there. Telling me just how they did on these boys stand. They say I do the most. I got the stones on my glove, like stain nose, walking past a float. You know what make me happy? When I be walking with a hatchet in a third wall, looking for a packet. It's a 17 Flagboy, crossing magazine, cool magazine, cheap say, tell us 5 on to the mouth of me. Any engines causing trouble, it's a killing spree. We got 2 engines running double in the third seat. It's like I'm trying to snowball with it, standing at my feet, second repeat. So when you see her with a bucket, what it told now, just know we caught a book around us when they go down. I was so I've been working for the Mardi Gras Carnival in New Orleans, I'm outside. Everybody talking about boy, it's too cold. There's only one Super Sunday, there ain't the Super Bowl. I was so I've been working for the Mardi Gras Carnival in New Orleans, I'm outside. Everybody talking about boy, it's too cold. There's only one Super Sunday, there ain't the Super Bowl. French Quarter Festival, y'all having a good time. We're in New Orleans, y'all need to be dipping right now. Dip with the wild chop of tuna. Let's go. I was so I've been working for the Mardi Gras Carnival in New Orleans, I'm outside. Everybody talking about boy, it's too cold. There's only one Super Sunday, there ain't the Super Bowl. I was so I've been working for the Mardi Gras Carnival in New Orleans, I'm outside. Everybody talking about boy.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite, and Inside the Trenches podcast is back, baby. We back. Y'all make sure y'all check us out for